Bill Walton and Digger. Here's Muhammad Ali.
The people, the places, the achievements. If life were a blank canvas, then legendary Notre Dame basketball coach Richard Digger Phelps is a master of paint by numbers.
There's a UCLA game ball.
During his 20 seasons under the dome, as head coach, Digger won 393 games and led Notre Dame to their only Final Four appearance in 1978.
Bill Walton actually does this to Wooden on the bench. Signals for timeout. He didn't do it.
Digger stepped away from the game in 1991 and stepped into the broadcasting booth, where the New York native thrived and was best known for his matching tie highlighter combinations. But after retiring from hoops,
15 paintings for this year. This is a brand new one.
It was coincidence that led this colorful coach from the court.
This is where it starts.
To the canvas.
In the early 70s, went to London, then to Paris, and saw live and in color Van Gogh. And I became a Van Gogh freak.
And as it turned out, on a trip to New York, a run-in with another legendary name would prove to be paramount for this future painter.
As I'm riding on the bus, I see Leroy Neiman and his wife Janet sitting in the 2 seats by themselves.
The famous American Leroy Neiman, who was best known for his expressionist, colorful paintings depicting sports and famous figures.
So I told Leroy that I said, you know, I'm on the rules committee for the NCAA, and I'm bored at those meetings. So I sketch French vineyards. He says, well, why don't you paint? I said, paint? He said, yeah, you just take up painting.
Digger came back to South Bend with the help of a local artist, painted his first masterpiece.
And then I did 5 or 6 more. I shipped them to New York for Leroy to see. And I took 2 bottles of white wine up to West 67th State, where he lived there, Hotel des Arts. And we talked about my artwork for 15 minutes, and we talked about the world and drank the wine for 2 hours. But I never stopped from that moment on.
For a quarter century now, the former coach paints 2 pieces a month, from April to November, in this makeshift studio, built above his garage. Mountains, sunsets,
The Van Gogh
and skies, drawing that influence from a different part of the world.
Maybe about 15 years ago, I said, I gotta paint in France. If it's Matisse in Nice, Van Gogh in Arles, it's gonna be Degas, not D-E-G-A-S, the French ballerina painter, D-I-G-G-E-R, who's painting Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat.
Digger paints 3 a year there and ships them home.
Most of my paintings have orange in them, you know, and then maybe blue's the next color, and then maybe some green, purple, yellow. And then you'd offset it by blending. I always said this about paint. Anybody can paint. It's in all of us, but we're scared because of all the great artists.
Who paints Digger Phelps' life, and what does it look like?
It'd have to be a lot of stars in the sky with a lot of different concepts out there.
A Van Gogh-inspired starry night representing his life's work.
I think the sky's going to be dark, and I think the stars are going to be, you know, bright, whatever. But that's the only way to define my life, is how there isn't any rock unturned.
A masterpiece not born out of numbers, but created because of the colorful, impressionist, and the personality behind this palette.
And there's the warmth of the spring sun giving bloom to Mother Nature. As we get through that, there's Leroy and Digger.
Some really good stuff from the legendary coach. Of course, 20 years here as the head coach of the Notre Dame men's basketball team. And if you can remember, back in 1977, before the Green game, before Notre Dame and USC, the legendary coach gave the famous speech during the pep rally back 40 years ago today. And the coach, over 90 paintings and counting. We're going to be right back. You're watching ABC 57 Saturday Kickoff.